Hello and welcome to TNWKS, the Now We Know show, the show where we discuss a topic of interest and by the end we will have learnt something new and hopefully you will too. I'm Zach.
I'm Buzz, and in the studio tonight we have three special guests.
Three,
starting with...
Tina, Sarah, and Grace.
And tonight we are reviewing cheese. Do you like a bit of cheese, Gromit?
If you enjoy the Now We Know show podcast, support Zak Wylde Productions on Patreon or join our members on YouTube for early access, ad-free content and exclusive episodes.
Okay, before we get into our cheese tasting session, because this is what it's all about, we're tasting and comparing cheeses, because if I can point out, I think just over 4 weeks' time, it is Crimbo Christmas time.
Oh no.
And everybody loves to have a spread of cheese on a fine...
A nice cheese platter.
A cheese platter. And so we're going to review some cheeses, which hopefully our listeners will be able to find out whether it's something they've never tried before, whether they'd like it, or whether they fancy it, something different.
Mm-hmm.
But before we start, it's time for...
Weird and Wonderful!
Crikey, that's 5 people doing Weird
It's
and
the
Wonderful.
biggest Weird and Wonderful we've ever had.
We have. And the Weird and Wonderful today is coming from Grace.
It's coming from me. So today is Weird and Wonderful. It could be a little bit of both depending on how much you like cheese, but it's man addicted to cheese.
Wow.
Has spent 60k on cheddar and eats at least 2 blocks a day.
£60,000
Wow.
or dollars.
Yeah.
Is this pounds or dollars?
Uh,
Doesn't really matter,
I
really.
think it's pounds actually.
Wow.
Yeah, here we go.
Crikey.
So Mark King 54 is addicted to cheese and will eat block after block, but now his wife is making him cut back as she's worried he could have a heart attack.
I mean, that's very true.
Yeah.
From that amount of cheese.
So Mark has spent over £60,000 on cheddar over the years.
60 grand.
Yeah, and
Ouch.
manages to get through at least 2 blocks a day. He'll put an entire block of cheese into a sandwich and would happily eat 4 a day if his wife, Tracy, would let him. I'm guessing she hasn't so far.
Oh my god.
Despite this, they claim doctors insist that Mark, a woodyard worker from Maidstone in Kent,
It's pounds, definitely.
is perfectly healthy. And the dad of 4 even boasts a 6-pack after acclimatising, apparently, to the dairy product. So Tracy explained that Mark would spend around £7 a day on cheese each and every day, adding up to £210 a month, £2,520 a year, or £63,000 since I've known him.
Gee.
So there you go.
Wow.
That
That's
is, do we like
insane.
cheese that much? Or like...
Well, maybe we will after
Maybe we will.
eating all this long.
I thought
Nice.
we'd gone a little over the top in the studio tonight with a choice of 14 different
Yeah, because
cheeses.
we brought in cheese,
and
Grace brought in
in
cheese, and Sarah brought in cheese.
Of course.
So we've got lots of cheese.
How many cheeses have we got?
I think we were 14.
We have 14 cheeses.
Cheeses.
We plan to have around, I don't know, 6,
6.
8. But 14 it is.
So we're gonna have to rattle our way through these. So what are we scoring them on, Zach?
So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at them.
Yep. It's cheese.
Yeah, it is. So by look, smell, taste, and then we rate it out of 10.
Righty ho.
So the highest score any one cheese can have is 50. And that would make it perfect cheese.
Ambrosia.
So
cheese.
by the end, we'll find out what our favourite cheese was and what our least favourite cheese was.
Now, some of these cheeses are soft, creamy cheeses.
Yeah,
And
we've got quite a
some
selection.
of them are like firm cheddar cheese, etc. And of course, you can eat cheese as it is by itself. But you don't normally jab your spoon in for some cream cheese and have a spoonful. So we thought what we'd do is we'd just use straightforward crackers. So we've got cream crackers. So each cheese will be tasted on a cream cracker. I
Nice.
thought that would...
As to not affect the taste.
Yeah, so they're not salty crackers or anything, they're just plain cream crackers.
Oh, I do like tuck biscuits though. They're
He does
nice.
like a tuck biscuit.
They are
yeah.
very nice.
Yeah, anybody, before we start, are you really cheesy people?
I'm a mid-range cheese person, I
Yeah.
reckon. I like my cheeses. Blue cheese can be a bit dodge, so
Okay.
but I do like it
I mean,
from time
do
to
you
time.
sort of like make a beeline away from the blue cheeses then?
Generally,
Okay.
but
What is it about the cheese that you're kind of apprehensive about?
I mean, it's mould, isn't it?
I'm exactly the same.
Right.
Yeah,
So
mostly usually things go mouldy, you throw it away.
Right, okay.
Cheese, you eat it. I
Yeah.
don't get it.
Well, that's an interesting point. So, cheese.
Yeah.
What is cheese?
That's a very good point.
Okay, if you actually, I mean, come on, just so everybody can learn something from
Yeah.
the Now We Know show. What is cheese? How do you make cheese?
It's milk, isn't it?
Yeah. But you can't just
It's like
Curds
fermented.
and whey.
fermented curds and whey. That's it. So basically, you've got your milk.
Yeah.
Okay, in the modern cheese process, you heat the milk up in order to kill bacteria, and then you add in rennet,
Or you can use lemon juice if you're
lemon
doing
juice, or
vegetarian.
vinegar. Actually, but what's rennet? I hear you say.
I don't know.
Anybody?
Isn't it something from the stomach of an animal? Isn't
That's
it?
right. Stomach of a cow or a goat or a sheep.
Oh.
Basically, the stomach acid, it causes the milk to curdle, separating the whey from the curds. Curds and whey, as you just said.
Wow.
Exactly. And then in cheese making, you then cut the curds because that releases more whey, because you want to get as much whey out of the curds, and then you press it. The more whey's in the curds, then you have your softer cheeses. Okay, so
Okay.
you've got your cream cheeses, and something like a brie would only be matured for about 2 weeks.
Mm.
Yeah, whereas your cheddar's going to be months or even years old. You see, and the more you press them, the more whey gets out of it. And obviously, prior to the pressing, you add in any spices or fruits and things if you're doing something like that.
So I
there you
take
go.
it you're a cheese fan, Buzz.
Yeah, well, kind of. I just thought it'd be nice to sort of like, everybody eats cheese. How do we
Actually,
eat
I have
cheese?
a question.
And that's what made me think about it, by the way, was you said about the mould.
Yes.
Because with mould, you basically get wires. You push wires
That's
into
right,
the
yeah.
cheese, and that leaves air holes, microscopic air holes in the cheese where the oxygen can get in, and then the cheese bacteria grows, but it's perfectly edible bacteria.
I think you've got a degree in
Adds the-
cheeseology.
Which adds the flavour to certain
And
cheeses.
isn't it the casein? I think it's called, which is the particular type of protein in the
Do not
in
be
the
protein.
milk. There you go. And I think
Is
it's
that where
that
whey
causes it.
protein comes from?
That's it. Whey
Because I
protein.
say whey
Whey
protein.
protein. It's basically this.
On cheese.
From,
Woo.
from milk, yes.
Well, yeah, okay.
Okay, so there we go.
Now what?
Builds your muscles. Right, now we need to start thinking about where do we start? We've got all these cheeses.
It's quite
so-
quite the impressive pile.
Would one of our guests like to choose a cheese to start with?
I'm going to go for an unusual one to start
Okay.
with.
Dum, dum.
Or-
Charcoal cheddar.
Okay.
Charcoal cheddar.
Charcoal cheddar.
Right, I shall pass some plates out while you unwrap that.
And is this from the cheese plate?
Yes, this is one from the cheese plate in Buntingford.
We can share a plate if
You
you
can
like.
get it other places.
Have some crackers over there, Grace.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That
is
looks
What does that make
interesting.
you think immediately?
black pudding.
Black pudding.
It looks like a
Yeah,
black
It
pudding.
does.
Yeah.
That is insane. I love it.
Yeah. So we have basically. Do you want to do the honours and chop some of this up?
Do you like-
Yeah.
It was
Have you got
actually
one
making
there?
me think of
Yeah.
Cornish pudding.
Now, is
because
this
that
is
was
this
white.
wrapped in a wax?
Yes, it does
Okay.
look like it's.
Because
We
that-
can eat that, right?
but that is another thing with cheese. Some cheeses have a wax coating,
Yeah.
but other ones are
Just dicing it, or
yeah, just diced. Just a small bit each. So we need 5 pieces of the very black puddingy looking cheese.
Yeah, I've never seen cheese
like
like that.
Uh,
It's like the opposite of the Cornish pudding we had
I
with breakfast when we were in Cornwall.
the
which was
three
particularly
I
delicious.
brought with me are all unusual.
I love it.
But anyway, so the as I was saying, that you get wax on cheese, but you also obviously get the natural rind on cheese.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that's a thing. There's a saying: to rind or not to rind. See, so are you a person? So do you eat brie, for example?
Yes, and I
So-
often eat the rind on the
So
brie.
you have
Yeah.
because a lot of people
Okie
like to
dokie.
remove the rind.
I'm going for a chunk of this charcoal
black
cheddar.
As well.
Or raw crackers. You want to grab?
I mean, it smells
Let's have a-
like cheddar,
There we go.
but
it
it
does.
looks like a black pudding,
It does.
which
right.
is amazing.
I'm not really getting a smell of it, to be honest.
Really?
Well, maybe a bit of a cheddary
Yeah,
smell.
but it's kind of a light cheddar
Okay.
smell.
It's curious looking, isn't it?
Well,
Right.
it's just
Very
charcoal, yeah?
solid. It's very,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a charcoal cheddar, so
Yeah, just tastes like cheddar to me.
Quite a strong cheddar, I reckon.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there's definitely a bit of grittiness as well from the charcoal.
But most deceptive.
Good for the teeth. you
Most
know?
deceptive the fact that it is black.
Mm.
Not bad at all. No, I mustn't. I was diving in there for seconds then. We've got so much cheese to go through. Well, we can clear up after the podcast. Right, so where are we starting with this, Zach?
Well, who wants to rate it first? What do we think? Was
well,
it a nice cheese? Was
I
it
liked
terrible?
I liked it. It tasted very cheddary. I kind of expected something different because of the colour. I expected like maybe it was got something. I mean, if you gave me a blind taste testing on that one, I just think I've eaten some cheddar.
Yeah.
But to look at it, you'd expect something else.
Yeah, I think.
So, but it's nice. So I'm giving it a straightforward 5. So it's mid-range for me.
Okay, interesting.
I liked it.
Okay. So for me, the most impressive thing about that cheese is what it looks like.
The colour, yeah.
And it's really funny that it looks like a black pudding. And if it was shaped like a black pudding as well. I'm just thinking if somebody got that mixed up, that would be really fun.
Yeah. Stick that in the frying pan.
I liked it. I'm going to go with a 6 because I would happily eat that entire lot of cheese. I'm going to go with a 6.
Okay. So Sarah, what did you think of it?
I really liked it. Like you say, it's.
Have you had that before?
I haven't. I think I might have had black cheese once, or I've definitely seen it. I think I went a bit like, not sure about that one. But
I just got a little bit of that gritty charcoal on my teeth then.
yeah. But yeah, like you said, it's a really nice
It's a really
standard
nice
cheddar.
cheddar.
And the colour is, you know, you can stick that on a cheese plate. Everyone's going to be talking about it.
Yeah,
So,
precisely.
So true, yeah.
Out of 10?
I'm going to go for a 6 as well.
Very nice. So we've got a
It's
6,
just,
5 and a 6 so far.
Over to Grace.
I was actually going to go for the same 6, same sort of reason. I was swaying towards a 7 because the cheddar was so nice, but I think a 6 because it's fairly ordinary in terms of flavour.
Now that leaves Tina.
I really liked it. It was just a really good cheddar. If you had a blind taste test, it could have just been yellow, but it had good flavour. It wasn't too strong either. So I was also considering kind of 6 to 7, but I'll go for 6 for now.
Playing safe. With
I'm going to play safe with 6, but it gets good points for
cheesiness.
looking cool.
Yeah.
It was looking cool.
It's a
wasn't
good
It looked
starter
cool.
cheese, actually.
It is.
It's not too dramatic, too fast.
Yeah.
which is
it?
quite
Where
nice.
did you say you got that from?
That's the cheese plate in Buntingford.
The cheese plate in Buntingford.
Very nice.
Right.
We're going to have to take a visit to this.
Grace, choose a cheese.
Okay, I'm wondering if we get out some of the more ordinary cheeses and then kind of gradually.
Okay, yeah, we've
go
kind of gone for go for that.
I'm going to go for a cheeky Edam.
An Edam.
Wow.
So,
I'm a
and
fan of
that's a
Edam.
co-op own brand.
That's a co-op continental Edam wedge.
Right. So we
Very
thought we'd
nice.
sort of like not just stick the more
Yeah,
Exotic.
cheeses in, but just stick some good old favourites in there as well.
excellent.
I mean, to be honest, by the packaging and everything, this seems to be the most sized cheese.
Okay,
Yes, you
cutting
cover
away.
it.
Here we
Yes,
go.
yeah,
I'm
so-
going to do this.
Now, interestingly enough, this Edam, as always, has got a red wax coating on it, very much like you get on the baby bells as well.
Yes.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and when I was a kid, I used to love getting the wax coating, and I would make it into little candles and put use things like a piece of string as a wick, and make little red candles.
How inventive. How inventive.
It's part of my prepping, you see.
Ah, okay. I'm sure we've got more podcasts on prepping.
Oh, prepping, cheese prepping. There you go.
Nice.
Cheese prep.
Who wants to go into like the apocalypse without having a good supply of cheese?
It's a good question.
That's amazing.
I wonder how long cheese could last.
Oh, technically, I think they found in archaeological digs cheese in pots.
Okay.
I'm not
I
sure.
don't know whether it's edible or not. But cheese
I'm sure
should
somebody will have tried
technically
it.
with cheese kept at the right temperature and the right conditions, I think can pretty much be okay indefinitely, because
Wow.
once you've got the rind on it, as long as it's stored correctly, nothing's going to get in there. You know, so
Okay.
it's a bit like, I suppose it's like having a wedding cake that is sealed in its marzipan and icing. Some people keep a piece of
Okie dokie, how are we doing on that cheese?
Right, up we go.
Cut that bad boy up.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You've attacked to the
I
Edam.
have.
Right.
Gone for kind of fairly small chunks. We'll see how we get on with
What did
those.
the Edam do to you, Grace?
I know. I'm sorry. I'm so aggressively excited about it.
Yeah, have some
Oh,
Edam.
have some cheese.
Yeah. That one's definitely
that's
got the cheesy
cheeky.
feet smell, that one.
Whoa,
I always think
big chunk.
Edam smells like gym shoes, you know.
What, you are really selling it to us?
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, it's the same kind of colour as your normal mature cheddar. I can see on the table here that it's the same kind of yellowy colour as a lot of the other cheeses.
Yeah, it definitely smells like old feet.
It does. It does smell like old feet.
It smells like old feet.
Yeah.
I've definitely had some work boots that smell like that.
Nice.
So this is.
You okay, Buzz?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
a
it
bit of
does,
crackle
doesn't
went the wrong way. Just thinking of your cheesy work boots.
So, oh no. You ruined it, guys. I'll never look at it the same way again.
Yeah, so this is already down the list on the smell.
It is.
Yeah, smell-wise, it's not great, is it?
No, I think as kids, I'm kind of getting memories coming back to me as being a school kid and joking about people when they had Edam that it smelled like feet. But Edam, it's a bit like Emmental as well. It's a very firm cheese, but for me, it's a cheese that I think goes best if you add something like a chutney to it.
Fair.
I mean,
yeah.
you can eat it by itself.
It's like
that's
a good
fine.
base cheese.
Yeah, but it's better if it's got a bit of chutney.
Yeah.
Or some sriracha sauce.
Yeah, whatever you want to
Like
stick on it,
I
but
do
it's
that.
kind of like a
I'm
good,
weird.
like you
Yeah.
say, a good base cheese.
I
Yeah.
actually eat Edam every day for lunch. It's
Yeah.
like one of my staple cheeses, bits of cheddar and Edam every day. And I like to dip my Edam in hummus. So that's
Yeah,
like a,
well,
there
who,
you go.
who doesn't
interesting.
like a bit of hummus?
That's
That
true.
that explains a lot.
I like it.
That's what I mean. You always smell like feet, Grace. That's what I'm saying. Thanks.
Oh, no, that goes to Grace. Do you want to rate this one, the Edam?
Okay,
You drew first blood.
I did. Okay. See, now you've kind of made me think about the smell, and now I'm like man.
Well,
I can't
it might be
unsmell it.
this particular one from Co-op.
No, they always do.
They all
always,
smell like.
I put my Edam in with the cheddar in the fridge, and my parents always get really mad. They're like, "Yo, why does the fridge smell like feet
Why
now?"
does it smell like Sarah's work boots?
They say that every time. Very specific example.
It's Sarah's
Okay.
work boots everywhere.
So I love Edam. So I'm not going to drop it too many points for the smell, but now you've mentioned it, it's definitely knocked it to a 5 for me. So I'm going to go for a 5 with
Okay,
Edam.
that's interesting.
And then round to you, Zach.
For me, okay, so of the two we've had so far, I say that I definitely preferred the charcoal one. But that was perfectly edible.
Mhm.
I enjoyed it. But again, that one thing about it was the smell. It wasn't too bad,
Overpowering, yeah.
but it was the connotation presented by everyone's
It,
views on the smell.
it needs to be mastered by a bit of chutney. That's what it is.
It does.
Yeah. I
Do you
was
like a
going to
chutney?
go
Do you like a chutney?
I do like a chutney.
What about you, Sarah? Do you like
Yeah,
a chutney?
yeah.
with 5.
5.
I'm going to go with 5.
Nice.
Okay, tea.
Well, I was actually not looking forward to eating that one
Oh yeah, why was that?
because I'm actually not very fond of Baby Bell. I find it a bit boring and nah.
Okay, so how did?
Actually, I quite enjoyed that, but it
Good, because you
It
got a lot
was-
of it to eat.
Yeah.
This could last us to Christmas.
as you say, a good solid base
Mm.
cheese. There was nothing particularly exciting about it. The
Yeah.
texture was quite nice. I prefer it to Baby Bell a lot
So
because I don't like Baby Bell.
Out of 10.
out of 10.
Because it's not particularly exciting, it needs something to happen to make it taste amazing. I'm going to go for 5 as well.
5 as well.
Which brings it around to me. I'm going straight in with a 5. The reason for, I'm going to mark it the same as I did on the previous one, because the previous one was really nice, but didn't have kind of, I expected something extra because of the colour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Whereas with the Edam,
It's kind of what you
it's
expect.
what I expect.
Yeah.
It's a chutney cheese.
It wasn't a surprise
That's it.
cheese.
It's a chutney cheese, but it's good cheese. It's a mid-range for me, so there you go.
I never would have bothered buying that one,
Okay.
so I would buy it now.
Well, there you go. You've learned something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
I
you
would
go.
buy it.
I
now.
do apologise, Co-op, for the previous statement.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 4.
Ooh, here we go. Controversial.
Yeah, like you say, smells like sweaty feet, and actually not a lot of flavour to it,
Fair.
especially
Yeah,
compared
yeah.
to a cheddar.
But that's what I'm saying. It just
So-
needs that.
Yeah,
You know.
Fair.
yeah,
Fair.
by itself.
Okay.
Yeah, not much
Right.
flavour.
Okay. Are you going, Zach, or are we going to?
I think because I've got
Yeah, okay.
multiple
So,
things going on here.
choose a cheese.
Choose a cheese, Tina.
Get in there.
Choose
Ooh,
a
what
cheese.
we got? That looks
What's
interesting.
It gonna
What's
be?
that one?
Choose a cheese. What's it gonna be?
Oh yes, we'll try some of it. Beechwood smoked cheese.
Oh,
Okay, do you
I'm
wanna
excited
open
for
that
this.
Yes.
Okay, opening the packet.
I must, full disclaimer, I do really like smoked cheese.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
I remember first having smoked cheese.
So this is from Sainsbury's.
when we were in.
Sainsbury's Beechwood smoked cheese.
It's already wafting over here. I'm getting that smoky.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
is
Waft
that
it this way. I
nice?
can't smell it yet.
Yeah, come on, waft.
Waft.
Oh,
There you
that
go.
smells really nice.
That does smell really nice, doesn't it?
Can you cut generously, please?
Yeah. Well, I have a little thing. I love smoked cheese.
Yeah.
But a lot of cheeses, and I don't know exactly how this one is produced. It's a bit like when they do
Oh,
smoked
yep,
bacon.
I'm getting the waft.
Yep.
I think we're gonna.
Yeah, it's got
enjoy this
smoked
one.
bacon. It smells divine. But sometimes you can get smoked meats and things, which they actually, in a factory setting, they put them in drawers and they smoke them with a smoked flavouring.
I was just about to say,
Yeah.
is this smoked as in smoked, or is it flavouring? Because I like them both.
Yeah,
but
I can't
yeah.
tell, but
Do I need to pull the edge off or not?
the rind.
Yeah.
To rind or not to
Do I? I
rind.
don't know whether I
Yeah,
need to
just
pull it off.
slice the rind off those ones because
Okay.
It looks a bit thick on that.
it's a bit tough, I think, on those smoked cheese.
Okay.
But yeah, but that's. So I think this is probably more factory produced, whereas if you go into a more select small company that's
Yeah.
producing a smoked cheese, then they might be actually really smoking it. If you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
absolutely.
But
Oh,
it'd be
there you go,
interesting
I've
to
got
know.
big chunks there.
Wow.
Right, if you don't mind fingers, there you go.
Yeah.
And I'll grab a chunk.
Because I have a feeling
There you go.
that smells lovely.
I'm
So
very
this,
excited.
really
this,
smell
this,
the
this one
smoky
is this
smell.
one is literally flipped to the
Honest, yeah.
table from the Edam. This one.
Yes,
Mm.
yeah.
Oh.
Much better flavour.
Oh,
Ooh,
does
that
it smell
smells nice.
amazing?
Smells so nice. I want to
I'm
eat
so excited.
the entire lot.
Yum yum. Again, even with the smoking, I think we should again make a nice chutney cheese.
Mm.
Again, good base.
Good base.
Bit softer
I mean,
than the previous ones.
but it holds the flavour because it's got that it's smoked.
Has that very biteable texture.
Was it the Mighty Boosh you said cheese is a kind of meat?
If it is.
I was saying
Beefy
this is
tasty
quite
treat.
meaty.
Yeah.
This is quite.
That's season one
Meaty.
in the zoo.
Yeah, actually, that's really nice by itself. I think it would accompany a chutney, but it is actually really nice by itself.
Well, you say that. There's also other smoked cheeses you can get, like mixed with ham or jalapenos, which are actually quite nice.
Right, so do you want to score this one, Zach?
Oh, I almost took more cheese. I almost took more cheese. It was just sitting there on my knee.
Do you want to pass it over? There you go. And I'll deal with that while you start taking the scores on the Beechwood smoked cheese.
Ooh. Now, I must say, I have really liked this type of cheese for a good while. It's one of the ones that if I was going to go and do a cheese session, much like we are doing now, that I would like automatically think it was missing something if it wasn't there. So I'm going to go with an 8.
Ooh, okay.
An 8.
You haven't knocked that one. Oh, there goes. If you heard that, that's Pussycat.
That's a Marcus.
Marcus has got in the studio. Smelt the cheese. Okay,
Okay, next.
Tina.
I'm going to go for a 7. I quite like that. It was a little bit processed, sort of, felt a little bit of a processed kind of cheese, but it had a nice flavour and the smell was nice. It was quite chunky and meaty. Didn't need anything, didn't even need a cracker with it. It had good
Yeah,
taste.
I suppose if you had that on the end of a
You could literally,
cocktail stick, yeah.
it
Yeah.
was quite completely fine just as it was.
Right, that means me.
Yep.
I'm going to go for a 6.
Wow.
Okay, so I've gone up. I've gone up my scale because I just love the smell. I just love the smell. As I say, everything else about it is fine. Everything else about it is like a 5 for me. But that smell kicked it up a little notch. So 6.
Nice.
I'm going to give it a 5.
Ooh.
Ooh, interesting.
You're the tough cheese
You
critic,
are.
aren't you?
I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've got to
it
have
was a
it.
little bit too rubbery for me.
Okay, wobbly.
A wap away.
Oh, it's wobbly.
Processed
Yeah, I
cheese
think
slices.
that's what you
I
were
don't-
saying,
I've never
wasn't it?
liked
Processed.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, so yeah,
Okay.
a bit
Okay.
processed for me.
I'm going to go for a 7. The reason it's not an 8 is because I did also find the texture a little weird, actually. It was a little unusual. But I really
Wobbly.
liked it. A little wobbly.
Wobbly.
Only a little bit.
Technical term. Technical term.
Wobbly.
That's interesting. That's kind of been the most kind of controversial cheese so far.
All right, if you're talking controversial, it's my choice now, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm going for the Castello creamy blue.
Creamy blue.
Oh.
Creamy blue.
I'm nervous. Also, this is gonna. I feel like this is gonna stink.
Yeah. Should we find out?
You just listen to it.
This one comes in a lovely little half box
Do you know?
packet.
Do you know
as well.
why it comes in a box? It's because if it wasn't in a box, no one would buy it because it stinks.
Right. Okay. So have the box. Right now it's in its a nice little.
Sorry, I'm
cover.
being really harsh on blue cheese.
You're
But
gonna
sure
open
it's
it.
lovely.
I'm not usually a
really-
fan of blue cheese.
You're releasing the
Releasing it.
cheese.
Releasing the cheese. Look at that, ladies.
Dude.
Delicious.
Can we describe what it looks like?
Yeah, I'll let the people that don't like blue cheese to describe what this looks like.
Mouldy cheese.
That's a fair description.
But it's deliberately moldy cheese.
Pass me a cheese knife, somebody.
Okay. Ooh.
It looks
The reason I
solid,
asked for
though.
a cheese knife is because this is actually
It
creamy.
makes it taste better.
This is creamy. This is more of a cream
Oh,
cheese.
No, it looks
So-
solid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this isn't a
Alright.
hard cheese. Actually, I'll tell you what. I'll have that bit because I just dived in there with a huge.
Took off an entire corner of that. Wow.
Yeah, I was looking at that going, that's going to be way too much cheese. Thank you.
You're also leaving the rind on, so that's interesting.
See, I didn't think. Does anybody want the rind
No,
off?
I'm game for trying it.
So
with the
this is
rind
a
on.
softer cheese.
Okay, thank you very much, Grace, for
It
passing
doesn't
me
smell
this
as
cheese.
goaty
You're
as some
welcome.
of the blue cheeses I've
And
come in
there's-
contact with.
It's not as strong smelling as
Do
I
you
was
know?
expecting.
No, that's actually quite pleasant to smell.
Now, I'm gonna say
surprised.
this is one of my choices because I absolutely really like Blue Costello because it's not what I would consider what you're all scared of. Yeah.
It's a lot softer. It's obviously that creamy spreadiness.
Oh, it's got some flavour.
It's potent. It's a potent cheese.
It's got a nice little tang to it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to gauge Sarah's face right now. I'm enjoying watching.
The last blue cheese I tried tasted like goat. So that's the only way to describe it.
Actually, if I recall, Sarah, you said it tasted like
Wet goat.
wet goat.
Do you taste many wet goats, Sarah?
No, well, because your sense of taste is linked to your sense of smell. Yeah, if you've ever smelt a wet goat, you know what you taste.
Did I overload it, ladies?
No,
It's not. It's not.
It's not.
It's fine.
So it's quite interesting. Now, if I was having a cheese fest,
You don't
as
have
we
to
can
eat it
call
all if you don't want it, because I think I was a bit generous.
I would say that would be a really good one to kind of bookend with some very plainer cheeses like the Edam and the smoked cheese. I'd have that in the middle, just to kind of even it out a bit because that's quite a strong, tangy taste.
Yeah, I kind of like that tang though, you know. And
yeah.
I think the thing is because it's not an overpowering cheese and it hasn't broadcast a huge smell across the table. If you know what I mean.
I was surprised actually that
You
it
know,
didn't
the
kind of
Edam is-
pervade
The
as
Edam
much
for
smell.
me
Yeah.
is outperforming the blue cheese on the
Yeah.
not so nice smell.
On the
I
not so
don't-
nice.
Well, you expect to unwrap a blue cheese and to get like
A waft.
Blasted.
but I don't think that the blue Costello does that.
No.
No, it's not too strong.
So anyway, that was my choice of cheese. So I'm going to come in there and I'm going to give it a 7. Okay, so I'm going.
Really?
I'm
You,
gonna
you
say-
you hyped that up so much.
I know, but I think there can still be cheeses that will push
Out
boundary.
push the boundaries of cheese
Yeah, see that
perfection.
it's not a mid-range cheese at 5. It is better for me, but it's a 7. Not one that I'm gonna. Yeah, it's got to be a good cheese to get higher than that for me.
Okay.
Now to the critics of the blue cheese.
I will give it a 5.
Wow, I think that's generous from Sarah.
Yeah, it's got
You
a
look
nice,
confused.
Yeah, it's got a nice tangy taste, but I wouldn't be able to eat too much of that. Yeah, if I was picking
So I'm
anything
not
off the
gonna force
cheese,
feed
off the cheese board.
You do realise this all has to disappear.
Yeah, given a choice of other cheeses, the blue cheese would still be the last one I'd go for.
Okay.
So, but yeah, that wasn't actually.
Yeah,
all
that's
that.
kind of why.
So has it kind of
thought
made you
that-
feel maybe blue cheeses aren't all? horrible?
Yeah, there's
That's why I said about bookending it with something else a bit plainer.
So where you?
where before I've said no, I don't like blue cheese. Actually, that's got me sort of thinking maybe I need to try a few more blue cheeses.
Okay.
So,
Over to Grace.
Yeah, and actually hearing you say that, I think I would do a 5 myself.
5?
Yeah.
I'm really impressed by your scores on this.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, I was waiting
Yeah.
after listening to him earlier. I thought
Very tangy.
that blue
It is very
blue Costello is going to
It's gonna
bottom out.
bomb. Yeah.
Now that brings it on to me. Now I've had this cheese actually quite a few times. I've grown to love it a lot more than I did when I first started my cheese journey. But is it as good? Does it have the history of the smoked cheese with me? Ooh, I think I'm going to go with 7. I'm going to go with 7 because I like it. I like it.
I liked it as well. I liked the texture. It wasn't amazing for me though, but it was quite nice. I'm going to go for a 6.
Okay. So there's.
I'm liking these numbers. It's
So
going to
we
make
need
adding
Sarah.
up really easy.
Sarah, you're in for the next choice of
Right,
cheese.
I'm going to go for the next one of the other ones I brought, which is a Cornish nettle yarg.
A Cornish.
Sorry, what now?
Cornish
nettle yarg.
Yarg.
Yes.
Okay.
It,
Sounds delightful.
apparently, the recipe was found by Alan and Jenny, Gary, in their attic when they bought a house, and
Yeah.
the recipe dates back to the 13th century.
Wow.
Damn.
So this one
Or
should.
should you say Edam? The cheesy jokes need to come out. You do realise it. Right, so
Oh,
it's been,
Jesus.
it's been unwrapped. Ooh,
Ooh,
look at
wow.
this one.
So,
Another looking interesting one.
Yarg.
yes, apparently it's wrapped in nettle because it helps the cheese breathe and introduces the sort of mould from the nettle into the cheese.
So is it recommended to eat the rind on this
Yeah,
one? Because
yeah,
I can
'cause-
see the nettle leaves actually on it.
Wow, so like stinging
Oh,
nettle.
wow.
Yeah, they are actually wrapped in stinging nettle.
Oh my
and
goodness,
It's completely
look at
edible.
that.
So
Completely
How
edible.
cool
Well,
is
yeah, I mean,
that?
the stinging nettles are completely
Yeah,
edible.
yeah.
I use stinging nettles to just eat as they are. I use them for making a
Yes.
nice.
they have
Drink.
been steamed, so you're not going to sting yourself
No,
trying
no,
to
no.
eat the cheese.
Oh,
wow.
shucks.
So that's kind
The
of
added danger.
the danger zone. Yeah, a little bit of
That
extra.
looks a really Christmassy cheese. If you had sort of like you put like some berries on it or
Yeah.
something.
I'm intrigued. It kind of looks
This
kind
looks
of
very hard.
like a
I thought
like
it was
a,
going to be a softer
a-
cheese, but
a
there we go.
burnt kind of leaf
Um,
look to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
it's obviously
I'm
like
surprised,
dried.
to be honest with you, when you dry nettles out, they do tend to lose their colour. And this is still quite
Really
green.
green.
It's still quite green.
It
Yeah.
must have a dusting of flour or something on it. Just I don't know.
It looks cool.
I'm intrigued.
Or is that mould? Is
It
that...
could be.
That
Could
does
be.
look cool, doesn't it?
yes, that's,
I think
Right.
so far
Righty-ho.
I would say out of presentation I'd say that really does look rather cool, doesn't it?
yes.
Get some more
Like
crackers
I say,
out. Forgive the crackling
I
of
went
the
for all
cracker
the
packet.
unusual cheeses. So
Yeah, well, I thought I
That
think
does look
the
interesting.
I think the thing what we're trying to achieve with this particular.
Cool.
Oh, I need another. Oh, no, there's a slice.
I must commend your slicing. It was very very
Yeah.
well done.
You were very precise on that. Yeah, because what we're thinking, because of the cheese range, it's good to have some very, what would you call these connoisseur type cheeses? You're not going to go into your supermarket and buy these particular. I mean, you might, but I haven't seen in a supermarket these cheeses. But then we're going across the board to obviously your ones you just go into the own brands, co-ops, and I think we've got an Iceland in there. Yeah, we've got Iceland as well.
I can't-
Everybody's got cider.
I think I can taste like the most distinctive part of it is probably that kind of nettly.
The rind.
Yeah, it kind of tastes green. as a concept of green,
Yeah.
that's the most distinctive part of it.
I'm not getting a major flavour out of it.
You get a good bit of that rind though. It kind of tastes a bit green.
Tastes green. I mean, the presentation of the cheese is
Amazing.
fantastic.
That you pull that out to impress people at a party.
Well, they're either going to be impressed or they're going to go, I am not eating that.
Careful,
Careful.
careful.
Wow. Yeah. No, that's nice. I don't know really where to place that.
It's quite like this,
It looks
but
impressive.
it's not processed.
Yeah.
It's like a good
It has
clean
got that
taste.
kind of
Yeah.
edammy.
yeah, it's got a bit of a
Mm.
tang
Texture.
to it as well,
Yeah,
almost
it
like the
does.
blue cheese. So it's taste-wise, I'd say it's cross between the blue cheese and the Edam.
Yeah. Who's scoring
But
this
it's
one
not
first?
got a processed.
That looks like he's
Yes.
thinking.
I'm thinking, but I'm kind of interested to see what other people say first. on this.
I'm actually
I
going to go.
quite like
I'm going
that.
for there. I'm going to go straight in there with a 7. I actually liked it. It's nice texture. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, you can certainly eat quite a bit of it.
Yeah, you
just,
could.
you want
Yeah,
to
and I am
settle
getting.
in.
I am getting that kind of a. I won't call it green, but that kind of nettly taste on the back of my tongue. So
I
yeah.
think it's one of those ones. If you kept on eating it, you would kind of go, "Oh, I really like this." and you'd eat
Develop
more
a
and
taste
more.
for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it
Yeah.
one you had it before? Or not?
I've had it. Well, I haven't had a yarg. I've had a nettle cheese that I found in Tesco's. They've only had it once,
Right.
and the nettle was actually mixed in with the cheese.
Right. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Which, yeah, I was trying to find it, but unfortunately, Tesco seemed to. Everything I like, Tesco seems to stop doing.
Oh, dear.
But,
Naughty Tesco's.
yeah, for a cheese, that's sort of definitely going to be up there on one of my favourites. So I'm thinking of 7 for that one as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I was surprised I enjoyed that so much. I think I'm going to go in with a 7 on that one.
Ooh,
Yeah.
very interesting.
And again,
Yeah.
this one is from the cheese plate
Cheese plate,
Yeah.
yeah.
in Buntingford. Right.
I am going to go with a 6
Okay.
for me. It's weird because it's been a while since I've had the piece. I've got a bit of a tingling on my tongue.
Oh,
Is
yes.
that normal?
Is that normal?
Is that normal?
This is where he discovers he's allergic.
Just a little tingle. It's not.
help!
It's not like, that's why I become
His
very
tongue swells up.
slurred speech.
I really liked it. Very much like the Edam. There's nothing like amazing about it. There's nothing that's like really, really distinctive, but it's a good, solid kind of Edam-y, but it's not processed. It tastes.
Out of 10.
I like it. 7.
Come on, 7. Cool, fair enough.
Which means we need the next cheese, Grace.
Oh, blimey, I'm getting cheese down.
You're going to choose that one? Come, it's a little apple thing.
So
That's how it starts.
Okay, right. I'm just gonna go straight in. I've been eyeing this up. I've
Okay,
really
go
wanted
for
to try this. So we're going in for Wensleydale and apricot.
An
cheese.
apricot.
So I
Okay,
didn't bring
would
this
you
in.
like
I'm
a plate?
just yonking someone else's cheese now because it just looks amazing.
So it's the first one that's
It's
got
from
a bit of...
Sainsbury's, this one.
So this is the first one that's got a bit of fruit in it.
yes.
Oh no.
Oh, lovely.
So apart from the blue
Oh, dear.
cheese, the blue cheese with its mould, and the nettle cheese with its nettly
Natalie
rind, this one is a Wensleydale.
I must say I'm a bit apprehensive about the fruity cheeses.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember you saying.
I'm the same. I've always looked at fruit cheeses and gone, fruit
I mean-
and cheese. It's a
Fruit
bit.
It's wrong. It's so wrong.
It reminds me of sort of like the cheese and pineapple on the stick that we used to have at birthday parties.
Oh, I get you.
Didn't you like the cheese and pineapple?
Not together.
Not together.
Because some people have this kind of aversion to having pineapple on pizzas, because there you go, think pizza, you think cheese. You see?
Yeah.
So, are you averse to having pineapple on a pizza?
No, I will have pineapple on pizza. Unfortunately, I'm a bit boring when it comes to pizza. It's
I'm gonna go with that
usually margarita.
Well, let's face it. What is pizza? Pizza is just posh toast, isn't it?
Yes.
Let's face it. It is. It's just posh toast.
I was at school with a girl who used to put marshmallows on her pizza.
Marshmallows.
Wow.
Yes.
That is unique.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Let's go for it, guys. This is Wensleydale with apricot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it literally has like fruit in it. It's like
His
a
face.
yellowy fruit.
This is the Zak equivalent of blue cheese. Zak's like,
Where's the meat? I could do a meaty cheese, but a fruity cheese? Crikey. Oh, I'm not looking forward to this. I'm really not.
I'm getting loads of apricot,
Ah!
but not a lot of cheese.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to say the apricot overpowers the cheese on that one.
This is a pudding cheese.
yeah.
No, this is something that.
That is freaky. That is a freaky cheese. What? It's like sweet.
Yeah,
There's like a sweetness to it.
Well, that's because you've got the natural fructose of the fruit in there. I don't know how they prepare the fruit to go in, whether it's...
Did I eat all the cheese? Did I put it?
Oh, we've got a cat in here who wants some cheese.
Yes.
Silver, can you rate the cheese out of 10, please?
Well, he hasn't actually left yet.
You're
You're
so intrigued.
You're feeding the cat cheese. Right, okay.
Well, he keeps on. He shouldn't really have it, but
Oh, he likes cheese.
yeah, I know. I've noticed. He hasn't actually
Right,
left.
Sarah, do you want to go in for this one? Or... Oh, yeah, because you were kind of a bit...
Yeah. I'm going to go for a 4 with that one, just because the apricot does completely overpower the cheese. You can't taste the cheese at all.
Yeah.
The cheese seems to be kind of like just a medium
Yeah.
Yeah, for the apricot.
to hold the
For
apricot.
one of your 5 a day. That's clear. They were like, how could we get this into?
Okay, so Grace.
Yeah, I'd go for a 4. Also, same reason.
Mm.
Can't really taste the Wensleydale at all.
Zach, your face.
That is a bizarre cheese. That is probably one of the most funky, not in a good way, cheeses I've ever tasted. Now, I've got to go by whether or not I would have that again.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I would be open to trying it again. That is probably the first time I've ever tried that. But I wouldn't eat it in great quantity. Much like some other cheeses that are a bit too strong.
So you'd have a nibble
in
and
their flavour.
go, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go back to something I'm a bit more familiar with.
Okay. It is a kind of a Christmassy party.
I must say, the chunk of fruitiness I had in it was quite significant. So, I'm gonna go with a 3.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with a 3. I expected worse, actually.
Yeah.
So a 3 is actually probably very good.
Do we know a make on this one? Is that
Sainsbury's.
Right. Okay.
Now that's all very interesting because for me,
It's stuck in my tooth.
for me, when it goes for treat cheeses for a cheese board, that is probably one of my most favourite cheeses that I would go for, and I would always have it on my Christmas cheese boards list. However, that particular one was not as nice as I'd hoped for. But it is one of my favourite cheeses. So,
Out of 10.
I'm going to go for 6
Oh,
Wow.
okay,
on this
okay,
one
Okay.
because it is one of my favourites.
Interesting.
But that particular one
Wasn't
not
the best iteration of that.
It
kind
was
of
not
cheese.
the best.
Which means it leaves it to me then, yeah?
Yep.
I'm going straight in with a 4.
4.
Again, party
Ooh.
cheese.
Party cheese.
Yeah, kind of a novelty cheese. Not one that I would go. Yeah, if I want cheese throughout the year, I wouldn't buy it. That's one you get because it's Christmas, and you think people are going to like it.
Yeah.
You want to impress somebody with exotic
Look,
cheese.
Here's some cheese with fruit in it.
Whoa!
But
Were you impressed? Were you impressed?
Zach, do you want to point the cheese out and I'll cut it for you?
You know what? I want to go something that I'm a bit more familiar with that will get the taste of that
I reckon
away.
I reckon I know which she's going for.
I'm going for the Buzzsaw.
The Buzzsaw. Is it
Not-
Buzzsaw?
Or is it Busan?
No.
Do you remember that?
Yeah,
Train
well, I
to
said,
Busan.
I like that movie, Train from Busan.
That's a
It's
cheese.
a cheese. It's a cheese with zombies. Right, I'm opening it now.
They did
This
their
got-
advert, didn't they? Du pain, du vin, du boursin.
Ooh, very.
Wow, that's very
Do you
posh.
speak French?
Un
petit
peu in it.
Yeah. Comes in this nice little box, and it's
Very
wrapped
nice.
in a lovely little
Nice presentation.
foil, which we're used to. So you open it up, and then it has a little disc you take off, which is quite handy because you can reseal the cheese
Yeah,
up.
we have to
There you
hide
go.
the boursin in my house because my sister will just
Understandable.
devour the lot.
Okay, so this
What's
is
the boursin gone? What?
So
Right.
it's Busan, garlic, and herbs.
yeah. That,
Ooh, nice.
I'm already wafting. I'm wafting this one. Okay, because I can smell this tonight. Now I like garlic.
Yeah.
Yes,
So-
yeah, I'm a big
So you're not a vampire.
No, I'm not a vampire. I like garlic, so this one is already.
Do we have any vampires in
just
the room?
smelling
No.
this?
No,
Okay.
Just smelling this is already
yeah,
hitting me.
Oh.
do love that one.
Yeah, it's
Spread me.
it's just the smell is making my mouth water.
Oh, that is like a herby, garlicky yumminess.
Mhm.
Thank you very much.
You know, this one I don't even need to taste it. My mouth is watering, thinking. Oh. Now some people don't
It's
like
very smooth. Very smooth.
very smooth creamy cheese. It's not as smooth as something like Philadelphia or something like that. A little bit more crumbly.
Now,
But it's,
the thing with this is I think that the taste is actually so distinctive you wouldn't want to put anything else on that.
no, you couldn't put a chutney on that.
No.
No.
That is not a
No
chutney
sriracha
cheese.
sauce, chutneys on that.
This is
That
purely
just as it is.
But you could put this on. Actually, add this cheese to quite a few things. I think you could.
Tuck biscuits. Amazing on tuck biscuits.
It's
I
funny
bet even like a jacket potato would be nice.
in a jacket potato. That's kind of cheese, yeah. I mean, obviously you put cheddar in jacket potatoes and stuff. I actually like red Leicester in a jacket potato, but there you go. I haven't got any red Leicester in here.
Next time on the Cheese Podcast.
So let's start off with a Tina.
That was really nice. Can I have some more?
That's a good sign of a good cheese.
That is very true.
I would definitely have some more of that. That is lovely.
So that's a Moorish cheese.
The texture's nice. It's got a distinct smell which reminds me of damp clothes.
Whereas I was saying it's like really
Yummy.
But it's not
Tastes
too
like-
strong.
smells like garlic. You know when you get fresh garlic bread out of the oven.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you could put it on garlic
So
bread.
out of 10 tea?
I'm going to go for an 8 on that. I really quite like that.
8.
I would actually like to have some more. Can we eat it up more of it now?
After the podcast.
I'm going in for a 9.
9.
9. I say I'm terrible. You'd have to wrestle that off me, you know.
I'll have a go.
So the kind of one that you go to the fridge. You go, I'm going to have some more of that.
Yeah.
And get really disappointed that somebody else has eaten it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I can actually sit here and just like quietly eat that now.
Well, you can't, so stop it.
Yeah, it's really nice though.
Anyway, ladies, what do you think,
Yeah.
Sarah?
That is actually one of my favourite cheeses, so I'm going to give that a 9.
Ooh.
Interesting.
That was lovely.
Okay, and I'm going to go for an 8 on that one.
Is that
Right up there.
have you tried it before?
I have, yeah.
Okay.
I'm a serial Borson eater. I love it.
Hi, I'm Grace. I'm a Borson eater.
You're in the circle.
We're actually holding an intervention. Not
Yeah,
this. It's just staged as a podcast.
It's a cheese intervention.
Help me!
It's for that guy who's going to be the wonderful.
She's been spending all her money on Buzzsaw.
60 grand on
You spent
Borson.
too much money on this cheese. Oh, I love that. That for me has been the favourite cheese so
Yes.
far. So I'm going to go in with a 9.
Okay.
Wow.
Right, that leaves you to choose the next ones, if you will,
Ooh.
Tina.
Right, what have we got? So we have got that one, yes.
That works well on the podcast.
Sorry, what's that one? I'll let somebody else choose that. I can't even read it. Right, okay.
That bodes well.
We've had that
already
I had that one.
Going to have something we
Can
haven't
I have
had.
some more of that one again? I really
No.
like that. That should be
Hands
nice.
off.
You've got a
Right.
choice of this one,
I'm
this
going to
one,
go.
this one.
I'm going to go.
And
with
this one, and this one, and this one.
I'm going to
Okay.
go with this. Another fruity one.
Okay,
Oh no.
there you go.
Oh no, you said.
What did I do?
Would you pass,
What did I do to deserve such torment?
We're going to get a fresh knife because that one needs licking. Of the Buzzsaw. Well, that one's covered in Buzzsaw.
I'll do it.
I volunteer.
There's tribute.
Do you want a sharp knife to get in the packet?
Uh,
But you won't get in the packet with that
yeah,
one.
I'm going to need a sharper knife.
There you go. So this one isn't going to be another fruity one. In fact, I think it's the only other fruity one that's on the board.
Yeah.
So,
Thank goodness.
I'm so done.
Well, I don't think the last one, the apricot's really.
I mean, that is
Representative, is
normally.
it? Of
That
No.
is normally my
Anyway,
favourite cheese.
so as you are undoing this one, Tina,
Yes.
can you tell us what it is?
Oh, it's Wensleydale with cranberries.
Right. So here we have your real ultimate Christmas
So
cheese.
It's
this is from
described-
Tesco's. This
It's
is
from
from
Tesco's. It's described as a crumbly cheese with sweet and tangy cranberries. Yeah, so let's find out.
Promises a lot.
It's
Promises
more
a lot.
cracker there, yeah. I don't think Sarah's looking too keen on this one. Wow, you've got the whole one out of the packet.
Jeez.
Ooh, was that so?
Well,
I'm just going to chop the end off.
I don't think we can eat that whole block.
Right.
Okay.
I beg to differ.
I think
Okay.
Silver might.
Loaded.
Let's see if we can slide
I
that
need
down
another
there.
bit. I need some more.
You need some more?
Yes, because I
Okay.
haven't got enough there.
Get off, cat.
Oh,
Okay.
He's not
Tell you what,
eating the
I'm
cheese.
Here we
not
go.
the biggest fan of the colour. It looks like blood.
You're
Clotted
basically
blood.
Clotted cheese.
clotted cheese. You're not selling it, Zach. You're not
I don't
selling
want
it.
to sell.
That is burgundy.
I'm going straight in for the biggest bit. because
Yeah,
I
help
love this
yourself,
cheese.
help yourself. Let's give Zach some.
Oh no. No.
There you go.
No, don't hurt
There we
me.
go. Have some clotted
Clotted cheese.
cheese. Help
Let's have
yourself
that
too.
bit.
So it's like a purpley
Yeah.
cranberry.
So it's cranberries. Okay.
Cranberries are good for
Don't-
you. They're a superfood.
When somebody says cranberry
Ah!
sauce, you can't throw it away, Zach. You've got to eat it.
I'm trying not to.
You've cheesed your crutch now. You know. So when I say cranberries, what do you automatically think of?
That's Christmas, really.
Christmas.
isn't it?
Don't you? You think Christmas. And what would you have cranberry sauce with? You have it with your Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
You know. So this is what I would consider the Christmas cheese.
I quite like that.
Yeah,
It's actually
you
it's
can actually taste the cheese on that one. It's
Yeah.
not
Right,
overpowered
yeah.
by the
it's much
apricot.
better than the.
I was going to say, it's
apricot.
already comparing better than that, isn't it?
Mm.
And I think it's the tang as well. I think the apricot was too sweet, whereas you get a little bit more.
Does anybody want some more? Because there's still some here.
Yes.
I'm definitely going to say that was better than the
Apricot one.
apricot one.
Mm.
It's not as fruity
It tasted,
tasting.
cheesy.
Mm.
I could taste the Wednesday down in that. So, go for it, Zach. All right. There's nothing like asking people to answer questions when they've got the mouth full.
Yeah. Interesting.
Well, that sounds positive from you.
It's better than the apricot one. What did I give the apricot one?
I think you gave it 4, didn't you?
think you
I
gave it
gave it a 3.
3, right.
I'm going to give that one a 4
Right.
because it
okay.
was better than the other one.
Okay, Tina?
I'm going to give that one a 7.
Okay.
And it was a lot better than the apricot one. I think maybe that brand of apricot one, maybe it just had too many apricots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
This one you could taste the cheese better.
I'm going to go for a 5, simply because I actually felt like I would go back and eat some more.
Yes.
You know, I actually thought, actually, that doesn't taste bad. I'll go back for some more. And it was more cheesy. The apricot one, I didn't get any cheese off of at all. And, you know, so there you go, 5 for me.
Yeah, 5 for me because yeah, definitely a lot better than the apricot one. But...
Interesting numbers.
You looked
Interesting
apprehensive.
yeah,
you really did, you were like,
I'm not a big fan of fruit and cheese, and the apricot didn't sell it.
Out
but
of
they're
interest,
actually-
have you had cranberry cheese before?
No, I tend to avoid the fruit cheese. It's just like,
Okay, so
fruit
fair.
cheese is the same with the blue cheeses, but
right, over to
Yeah,
you,
no,
And
Grace.
that's a 7 from me.
Oh,
7.
wow. Oh,
Yeah.
7.
Right,
Thank
so
you,
we
Ben.
got 2 big fans of that cheese and 3 kind of
Meh.
so-so
yeah,
fans.
on the
of
fence.
that.
Right, so
That's-
that was your choice, wasn't it? Oh, it's back round to me then. Okay, I'm going to go for this strange packet that I'm going to
Yeah,
see. What's it? It's GJE.
It's Jedost, which is
Jedost.
it's
Jedost.
it's a Norwegian
It's
boiled
Norwegian.
cheese.
It's a Norwegian cheese.
So
You
rather,
didn't get it from the chemist, did you?
so instead of pressing
this-
the whey out, they boil it.
This is boiled
It's
cheese.
a boiled cheese.
Now this is very interesting because it's a very slim slice, isn't it?
A
Yeah,
singular
it's a-
slice of cheese.
It's like this would take one cracker.
It is. A
Wow, that is weird. That's pate.
Oh,
What?
What? Oh my! It looks like peanut butter,
It
but
looks
without the bits.
it's like a millionaire shortbread kind of.
That is
Yeah.
amazing.
pass another
Yeah, that's
clean
good
Like
one.
idea.
caramel.
Yeah.
It looks like,
That is
like
amazing.
caramel, slice of
Yeah,
caramel.
now
Wow.
I have no idea what the consistency is until I push the knife on. Okay, it feels quite firm. I think everybody's going to get a stick of
Nice.
Stick,
A stick of cheese.
stick of
It
cheese.
looks like caramel.
Yeah,
But it looks like if you're at a fair and
Yeah.
I'm
fudge is
actually
being
not
chopped
being
up.
funny. From what the distance I'm cutting this from, I'm getting a bit of a fudgy smell from it.
It's actually just fudge.
Yeah, they've
They
been
got
lying
wrong
to you.
wrong
Are we
pepper.
anywhere near April Fools?
It's stuck to the
when
knife.
I brought it, they did
Oh, God.
describe it as a fudgy cheese.
Would you like
Wow.
some
Okay.
boiled cheese?
Yes, I've been eyeing up this in the fridge all weekend.
Boiled
Have
cheese?
Wow.
Boiled cheese?
Oh my goodness, it smells fudgy.
Boiled
what?
cheese?
That is so weird. Wow.
Right.
Zach is
is
not
This
convinced.
has got to be the weirdest.
this is the weirdest one we've tried so far.
Wow.
Does smell like fudge.
It does. That's so strange.
Everything's gone silent.
That is a dramatic cheese.
Now it tastes. Well, it actually tastes like solidified smooth peanut butter.
Yeah, that's what it looks kind of peanut buttery.
Smells fudgy.
Nutty.
Looks a bit
Tastes
fudgy.
nutty.
Oh, I like that.
I quite like that.
I'm not sure. I'm not. I don't dislike it. I'm just not sure whether. Again, it's one of them cheeses that I might prefer it if it had a little bit of
Chutney.
A
with
bit of
it.
chutney with it.
That's interesting because I was thinking that because of the way it kind of tastes, that I wouldn't want to kind of
Mask that.
because it is a bit
I think it would
quite
be enhanced
unique.
with maybe a caramelised onion chutney. I'm thinking caramelised onion for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Interestingly, I found a recipe online for chocolate and cheese.
Chocolate cheese.
Yeah, cookies.
Isn't that just chocolate? Is that like chocolate
But
pressed?
that's definitely something you need something sweet with it as well. Just
Okay. Yeah. No.
So you kind of want to put that chutney on it to kind of emphasise.
Yeah, I think
the taste.
it had a bit of a needs a bit. For me, it needs a bit of an oniony tang to it.
I think it needs something
But
to cut through it a little.
As it is, it's a nutty cheese for me, but it's very fudge like.
distinct.
I actually really like that. I
So-
like it a lot.
Unusual. I think I'll go for a 6.
Okay.
It's kind of better than mid-range.
Okay.
Sarah.
I'm going for a 9 on that one.
Oh, she loved it that much.
There we are.
I'm already planning to buy more of that for Christmas.
You're
but
as
nice.
Good choice. Good
bad as
choice.
Jack with his chili sauce.
Okay, I'm going to go for a 5.
Ooh.
I enjoyed it, but I don't know as I would want to go back for too much more. I think that would do me. I'd enjoy that. I'd have it. And
One
then
stick of
one
boiled cheese.
stick of boiled cheese for me. So
Yeah. For me, I thought that was probably one of the most unique cheeses we've
Yes,
tasted.
Yeah,
100%.
definitely unique.
And again, I like to mix it up when it comes to doing cheese taste. So
Yeah.
I would kind of balance between something interesting and something a bit more plain.
Yeah.
Kind of cleanse that palate
Mm.
of cheesiness. I'm actually going to go for a 7
nice.
because I really did like that. That's kind of a big surprise, actually.
On a cheese board, as a nice selection, you could see, chopped up cheese. I'll have a bit of that, and I'll have a bit of that. It had a very distinct flavour. I like the nutty flavour. It was nice. Probably wouldn't eat heaps and heaps of it, but I would really enjoy the bit that I had. It's like having an exotic chocolate.
I feel like I would go back to that again.
I
Yeah,
def-
it's
You know,
definitely
like-
a bit moreish.
Yeah.
definitely think
very
if
more,
it was on a cheese
moreish.
board though, it's so
You keep on going back.
yeah,
to
but
it.
it's so different
very
that
different.
I think it'd have to have a sign telling you what it is.
Yes.
You know how you can look at cheddar and say, "Well, that's cheddar cheese," and that's it. But I think I look at that and think, "What is
What's wrong with that cheese?
that? What is it?"
Go on then, Tina.
It
Out of
was a
10.
nice texture. It was a nice
Out of
texture.
10.
I'm going to go for a 5 on that.
Okay, mid-range. Right,
That
looks like
doesn't. That,
Another
that's not,
controversial cheese.
that doesn't mean it was bad at all. It was nice.
Right.
Yeah.
digging some more crackers out because we're going through these crackers. I know you do. Right, Sarah, your choice. Oh, we're getting through them now.
I
We
can't go for the one
have-
we just had again.
No, you can't have that one again.
1,
After,
2,
after.
3, 4, 5, 6 left.
Go on, dive in.
Let's go for the brie.
The brie!
The brie!
Here we have. Which brie is this?
The way to
President?
breathe.
President brie.
Yes.
Right. Are you a
Have fun
brie
with
eater?
that.
I've only ever had it sort of baked in stuff. So
Oh, okay. It's a bit like, what's the one you normally put in, you heat it up in the oven.
It's a camembert.
Camembert. Yeah, you get those ones, yeah. It's no, I can't say I've ever had heated.
yeah,
Brie.
my sister does a Greek recipe that's layers of cabbage, potato, and brie.
Sounds
quite
nice.
nice.
Again, the question is, to rind or not to rind? I rind.
Yes, I think I'm going to do the same.
Yeah, go on, just hand them out.
Who wants?
Go on. That's a big old bit of brie.
Yeah, this is, the smell's hitting me on the brie. I can smell the brie now.
It's escaping.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
it does smell a bit like farts.
Wow.
That's quite.
I was not expecting to hear that.
Yeah, thank you.
Is
I'd
that,
sort of forgotten.
is that a meat eater or a vegetarian?
I had not made that connection before with the cheese.
Now, I'll tell you what that
Now you
smells
say it.
like. That reminds me of cabbage
steady.
or Brussels sprouts.
She does smell a bit cabbagey. What have you done, Grace?
It's
Oh,
like
no.
going past the fields that have been chopped
Oh
with cabbages.
no.
Yeah, that's definitely a cabbagey
Yeah.
smell to
It's
it.
reminding
There
me of
is, yeah.
reminding
cabbage
me
is
of
better-
driving through Lincolnshire.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
We have to hear the cheese
Mm.
next.
Oh, that has completely tainted my view of this cheese now.
No, no.
Oh no, you ruined the cheese.
I ruined the cheese for myself. Why did I do that? Oh
I
man.
like a brie, but now all I'm thinking of is farts.
Now,
Sorry, guys.
the difference I find with brie
Mhm.
is it's one of those ones I do want to put chutney, something
Yeah,
with
it's
it.
Yeah.
probably the only soft cheese that I will put chutney with.
Mm.
Yeah.
I normally reserve my chutney for the hard, firm cheeses.
And that's interesting as well. That's a more earthy brie than I've had for a little while. They feel like they can vary sometimes depending
Oh,
on
God.
temperature as well. So
I had a
it's
brie.
quite cool.
About a month ago. We bought a brie. Opened the packet and I went, I ain't eating that.
That was weird.
It smelled awful. It smelled like it had gone off.
I'm not sure where we got that from, but
No, but it was like, I'm not eating that one. No.
Ugh.
Man, that's interesting. I actually prefer that less than the blue cheese. That's weird.
Right. Okay. Well, that's fine. Well, so you can start off with your feedback then.
Yeah, okay. So based on that, I don't think I'd go back for that. I normally like brie,
Oh,
but that's
dear.
really surprising. I
President-
don't know whether I've just shot myself in the foot with my comment and then I couldn't unhear it. So
I'm eating farts.
Oh no!
Cabbagey fart.
Oh man. Okay, where am I going with that? I think either a 4 or a 5. I'm actually gonna go for a 4.
You're
gonna go for a 4?
I wouldn't dip back into that actually.
Ooh,
That's weird for me. There you go.
that's pretty weird.
Right, Zach.
Interesting. I think that it is a cheese I like, but it doesn't stand on its own.
Yeah.
It can be emphasized by having something with it.
Yeah.
For instance, the chutney, sriracha
Yeah.
sauce, whatever. So for that, I'm going to have to kind of knock it down a notch.
So it's a base cheese,
A
yeah?
base cheese, but
Yeah.
even as the base cheese, it doesn't really stand up to other cheeses by
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with 4 as well.
Okay.
From all the cheeses I can see on that cheese board, that was the one I was least looking forward to eating. And it smelt of cabbages. It
We're not going to
smelt
get
of
away from that now, are we?
It smelt of cabbages when I was eating it.
That's just Grace.
Sorry.
And I'm afraid it was more disappointing than I expected it to be.
You were expecting to be disappointed, and it went
Was
even
what?
It was even worse.
I actually kind of went, ugh. I actually really didn't like that. Very
Okay,
much.
so score?
Yeah.
2.
2.
That-
Ooh.
that is our lowest
damn.
score so far.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, I'm actually, I don't know whether I've been tainted from the other cheeses that we've
Yeah,
been
I'm
eating.
wondering this as well. Yeah.
Because I like a brie,
Hmm.
but opening that up and smelling it alongside the other ones. I mean, you open the smoke one and you oh, wow, and it's kind of knocked it down, for me.
Hmm.
So I would have given it a 5 normally, but I'm gonna have to go for a 4 myself.
Wow.
Sarah.
Yeah, 4 from me as well. It's faint taste and smell of cabbage and not much else.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wow.
There we go. Right. Okay. Dig in then. Let's have the next one.
I'm gonna grab
Okay.
the Comte.
So what do you
that
want
again?
now?
Comte.
Comte. Is that another French cheese?
It's a French cheese, iconic Alpine cheese from the Jura
Oh,
region
the
of
French
France,
Alps.
matured on wood for a rich flavour. There
Ooh.
you go. How exciting!
Right. So this is a nice firm cheese. I'm
It is,
guessing.
yeah. So I was introduced to this actually by a French friend of ours who was kind of joking, saying it's kind of like the French equivalent of cheddar. It's like a very as in not flavour-wise necessarily, but just in terms of how common it is in France.
Right. Because everybody knows cheddar in the UK.
Exactly. So that's kind of
Wow, that is a thick rind.
That's
it's
got
a thick rind. So I'm not grinding on this one.
Yeah. I think I shall just go for the cheese.
Yeah, the rind kind of looks like potato skin.
Yeah. It's
Very thick,
Yeah, do
isn't
you know
it?
that's not a bad.
that's a good
description.
5mm thick one. that
But
is.
it also looks a nice cheese.
Yes. So.
It is cutting like cheddar from what I
Yeah.
can see.
A bit crumbly.
Mm.
Quite nice.
Make
Okay.
yourself
Wonder if I'm
lads.
catching. You catching a smell from that? I can't. I don't know.
Strong. That is a strong smell.
Oh, yes, that is.
Fingers.
Thank you.
There you
Nice.
Almost feety.
go. Almost. Feety.
Oh, okay. I haven't smelled
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Now I've had a good sniff.
Can I please have a cracker?
Yeah, it's not as bad as the
Other one.
Edam. But
No,
it has.
less feety than Edam, but definitely more feety than the other ones. Nice.
It's kind of. Yeah, it's unusual.
Loving the descriptions.
That's sweeter than I was
Good
expecting.
sweeter.
Oh God.
It was,
Wow.
It was-
Yeah.
it was tougher to bite into than I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually once you're eating it, it becomes very creamy.
It's
Yeah,
kind of
it does.
creamy and
A
nutty.
bit nutty, yeah.
Nutty and creamy and sweet.
I can't quite place it. Mm.
And I actually think that's the nicest Comté I've had. So I quite like that.
That's an odd one. I've never
It's
tasted
really,
it.
it's like a weird mix of different cheeses.
Mm.
And
It's
it's
kind
kind of
Funky.
Sweet.
Sweet and the texture is
Hard and
interesting.
funky.
It's a crumbly
Yeah, it
texture.
sort of starts off sweet, and as you chew it, it goes nutty.
I don't think I could eat a lot of that on its
no,
own.
I don't think I could either. Actually, it's quite rich.
Yeah,
Mm.
very, very
There,
rich.
sorry.
But if you say had that on the plate and you had some of that nutty, the royal cheese,
Yeah.
the caramelly one,
Again, for me,
That
I'd
could be
want to
quite
put chutney
nice.
with
It's
it.
quite
Yeah.
potent. It's quite potent, I think.
Yeah.
rich,
Yeah.
rich.
I think I just
flavour.
need a little bit of chutney just to add
Yeah.
help it go down easier.
It is quite strong, isn't it?
Or a pickle, like a Branston pickle would be nice.
Yeah, pickle.
Yeah.
Pickle.
Yeah,
Nobody's
yeah.
mentioned pickle, but you're quite right. Having a pickle. Or a silver skin onion on the side.
Ooh, that's
That'd
a
be
good
nice.
combo. Yeah, to cut through it actually
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit. That would be really nice.
Right, who's going to kick us off?
I should go now. I've never had that before. Thank you for bringing that in, Grace.
Welcome.
Unusual. I think I'm going to give it a 6.
Six.
But I'll give it a 6. I've never had that cheese before, but I liked it. So there you go.
I quite liked it when it was sweet. I'm not so sure about the nutty sort of aftertaste. I might go for 4, I think.
Okay.
4.
Because that nutty aftertaste
Yeah,
is putting me off a
you're
bit.
definitely the tough cheese critic, aren't you?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go for a 6 on that one. I enjoyed it, but as you say, I think actually as a standalone cheese, it's a 6. I think with something else, it would definitely go up the ranks.
Yeah, I think it would improve it if
Yeah,
it just had something on the
definitely.
Now, I liked that,
side. Good.
but I didn't love it.
Okay.
So, I would be open to having that again. I thought it would kind of fill out that cheese platter of distinct tastes. It certainly had that quality.
I'd like to experiment with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
with other things.
Yeah, I get that. I'm gonna go with a 5
Mm.
because I'm kind of umming and ahhing about it.
Tina.
I really quite liked it. It wasn't amazing.
Mm.
I think it's something I've never seen before today. I've never tasted before today. Having now tried it, I would, if I saw that in the shop to buy, I would buy some
Mm.
because I think that would be really nice on a cheese platter, maybe with some other things, some chutney, some pickle. I think it could be
Out of
really
10?
nice. So I'm going to go for a 6.
Okay, so now Zach, it's your choice.
Oh, I'm gonna choose. I'm gonna
We're
choose.
down to our last
choose
3.
cheese.
Down to our last 3.
So, of the 3 that I can see there is one that has eluded the selection process as far, and I know it's quite interesting because I actually chose it, and that is the Cambazola.
The Cambazola. Shall I open this for you?
Zola, Cambazola.
Cambazola, yes. Say it, Sarah.
Cambazola.
There you go.
Nice.
It's Cambazola.
Cambazola.
Right, I'm going to attack this if I can get...
Now, I was actually really interested by this because I had no idea what it was going to be like.
You arrived one day, didn't you?
Yeah, I spotted it just in passing one day, and I was like just intrigued by the kind of look of it because it has that kind of similar thing to the blue cheese, like the moldiness, if you can call it that. But it's also a softer cheese.
And it doesn't look too mouldy, if you know what I mean.
Have you got
It looks
another-
like
have
somewhere
you got
like
another
one of
half
these?
them?
Yeah, one of
It's
these
like
bad
somewhere
boys.
between a blue cheese and the brie.
It does.
Yeah.
So it could be a combination of all of the worst things. Yay!
There you go.
What are
Zach.
we expecting taste-wise from
There you
this?
go. Pass that. Well, if you remember, we had the blue. What was the
The
one?
creamy blue.
The creamy blue earlier.
Yeah, the Castello. That's it.
Castello, that's the one. So it'll be interesting to see if you can remember back to the blue Castello.
It doesn't really smell of anything.
My chunks have got bigger as I've been cutting.
How have they now?
You are very small, Sarah.
Mouse-sized portions.
It does have a distinctive tang to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's very creamy.
Mm. It's very smooth.
Yeah, I
But
think
tangy.
the flavours very much matches the look cross between the blue cheese and the brie,
Yeah,
I think.
Mm.
It's got a little bit more of a musky taste to it compared to the blue Castello, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't mean that in a negative way.
Yeah.
It's not like I've just gone into an old house that's musty and the walls are covered in mould. It's not that kind of nice.
It actually reminds me a little bit of a cheese called Danish Blue. It's got a little bit more of a as you say,
I like that
distinct
one.
taste.
Okay, I'm going to kick off and give it a straight 8 on that.
Hey,
Wow.
wow. That's actually really interesting.
It's got a nice flavour. I like it. It's not It's not got any bitter tang or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of taken back initially by just the look of it,
As
and
in,
I was quite intrigued by the initial. Oh, I want to get that to taste
right.
it.
So actually, you looked at it and went, "I want to buy that."
Yeah. Yeah. So I did. But taste-wise, as much as I like it, it's not as like dramatic as I kind of wanted it to be. I kind of hyped it up in my brain
Right.
as opposed to what it actually tastes like.
Okay.
So, yeah, I would go back and have that again.
Out of 10.
Out of 10, I reckon. You know what? I'm going to go 6. I'm going to go 6.
Do you know, I thought you were going to go 6. You felt like it was 6. Let's go straight over to Grace.
I'm also going to go for a 6.
Well, straight,
Yeah.
very decisive. What do you
Yeah.
think on it?
So it's very similar to the other one,
The blue Castello.
the blue Castello, but less tangy. So I think it was on a par. I can't remember how much I rated it.
Sarah, you were still munching on it.
I'm going to go for a 5 on that one. It's not as strong as the blue cheese, and it's got more flavour than the brie. So, yeah, I like that.
It
Tina?
reminded me of Danish blue cheese, which I don't think I've seen for a long, long time, which has got quite a strong flavour.
Mhm.
Although that one was not as strong as Danish blue.
Out of 10.
I'd just like to say, I think at the moment I wasn't especially taken with it, but it's one of those ones that I think if you had a few slices, you might kind of then get into it and want to have some more. So at the moment, I'm going to give it a 5.
Okay. Right. Which leaves us 2 cheeses.
2 cheeses to
Sarah.
go.
So this is going to be the choice of our 2 last guests, okay?
I'm going to be boring, go for mature cheddar.
The mature cheddar.
Nice.
Didn't go for your cathedral cities or anything like that. Just went for a very box standard Iceland mature cheddar, just to see if what you would consider a, I don't know, budget range cheddar,
Yep.
what it comes out like.
Oh, nice.
Some nifty unwrapping going on there.
Very good.
It's a massive block of cheese.
Is this what the guy was eating? Like massive blocks of
in a sandwich?
cheddar cheese.
That is
Gracious.
scary.
When I was years ago, when I was in the States, I actually did see a lady in a wheelchair outside of a shopping mall, and she
Yeah.
was just literally sitting there eating a huge chunk of cheese, big unwrapped.
That is the way to
Chocolate
do
cheese.
it. She's living her best life.
Living the dream. I
I
don't know if you've got a bit of added cheese from something else there on
I
that.
think it's a couple of cranberries from
Don't
the.
want
The cranberries are
don't
spreading.
tainted cheese.
Anyone got some
Tainted
spare crackers?
Yeah.
Sorry,
There you go.
Crackers.
Here come the
There
crackers.
wasn't that one.
Yeah,
We haven't
there's one
touched
there.
them.
Shall I give you that one?
I'll
I'll
put
have
I'll
some
grab
more-
that one and then unload
I'll
those.
tip
bad
some more
boys.
crackers on here. There you go.
There we go.
Whoa, cracker fest.
Yeah, it's very much your
Bog
basic,
standard kind of-
bog standard mature cheddar.
Yeah, smells cheddary.
A fantastic base cheese.
Yeah, oh, you can
You
put
can put
anything.
anything on top of that.
Mhm.
Very, very malleable. You can use it for a lot of things.
Yeah, I've always one big one for. I find if I eat too much cheddar, it just goes. I kind of like when you eat too much chocolate
Yeah.
and you go, I can't eat anymore. I'm gonna be sick. You know?
Cheddared out.
I find cheddar, although it's really nice, especially when I've got chutney on. Me and my chutneys, especially when I've got chutney on it. But if I'm just eating cheddar by itself, it doesn't take a lot before I'm going.
Yeah.
I can't eat any more of that.
That's why I like the the mild cheddar because you can just eat it. And just,
Yeah.
It's stew.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you open the fridge, that's what you're going to find in our fridge.
Cheddar.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
It's all gone silent because we're stuffing cheddar.
Well, if I may,
Yeah,
because I'm
go
ready
for
to
it,
go.
go for
So,
it.
for me, that was a really nice flavoured cheddar. But it's very ordinary, as I would say, so I'd probably go for a 5 on that one. Good flavours, but bog standard.
Interesting. So for me, what I really like about that particular one is the fact that you can use it to kind of have loads of other things with it. It's
True.
very, very, very much
Versatile.
that base cheese that I keep saying about.
Yeah.
And it's a prime example of that. So for that reason, I am actually going to go and give it a 7.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to follow up and say, yeah, when it comes to a cheddar, I mean, that is, I don't think I've had an Iceland cheddar before, because we normally get Cathedral City and things like that, don't we? But yeah, that is what you want on a baked potato. That's what you want to slap maybe in some mashed potato.
Grated cheese, you'd have that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on your Welsh rabbit, you know.
So versatile.
It's a cheese that's above.
A cooking cheese.
It's a
as
multi-tool
opposed
of
to-
Yeah.
cheeses.
It's a it's the Swiss Army cheese, you know, even though it's not Swiss. So I'm going to say it's a cheese that, because I love it so much, use it so much. Yeah, I'm going to go in for that 7 as well.
Nice.
Nice.
Tina,
I'm just going to stick with a good old sort of like 5.
mid-range.
Nothing wrong with it at all.
But does knock your socks off either.
There we are.
It's just does its
It
job.
just does its job. Yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Sarah,
5 for
5.
pretty much the same reasons. That, just nice standard
That is
cheese.
fair.
So
That is fair.
right, so that leaves us.
That leaves us
I'm just going to clear the extra bits of cheddar off
with
this plate.
our final cheese.
Okay,
of this
let's
particular
go over
tasting.
to Grace. If you'd like to
Excellent.
introduce us to this cheese, Grace.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we have a manchego.
Manchego.
So,
The name isn't giving away where it's from. It doesn't sound
No.
French.
no, so I believe, this is Spanish cheese.
Oh,
And it can't be called, I believe, I looked this up earlier, it can't be called manchego cheese unless it's made in the La Mancha region of Spain.
Right.
So it was kind of, so I believe this is a sheep's cheese. Yes, it's
Ooh,
made from
sheep
yes,
milk.
it's made from sheep's milk.
I think this is
I've
the,
heard about this when I used to do Spanish lessons. We always used to speak about manchego cheese being kind of like the famous cheese that everyone outside of Spain knew about.
So is this kind of like Spanish cheddar?
It may well be.
In the sense that everybody in England knows cheddar.
I suspect so. So I'm just. It's going to be a bit
Okay,
rustly.
that's okay. We're going to break into that. Be interesting to see
look
what
at
the kind of
that.
smell comes of it.
Yeah.
Especially since it's a sheep cheese. Sheep
Yeah, and I
cheese?
don't know how to sheep cheese.
That's intriguing. That rind on that kind of looks
It looks
like-
flaky.
Yeah.
fishy. It looks a bit
It
fishy.
looks like fish skin.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I can see where you're cutting it. It's already kind of come apart. So it's
Yeah, it's kind of crumbly.
It reminds me, the look of it, it looks like melon. You know, if you were having like
I know what you
a
mean.
melon.
I should keep that bit. I just sniffed it. When I did that. Just getting in there.
sniffing the cheese.
Don't mind me, sniffingmycheese.com. Sorry.
That's
That's
isn't
the
that,
OnlyFans
I was
exclusive.
going to say, that's fans.
Oh, no.
That's a fans only one, isn't it? That's if you want to subscribe to my cheese sniffing
Channel.
channel.
So that was
Oh,
that
no.
was the sniffed bit. So
Okay.
I'll grab that.
I'm feeling bold. I'm going to go with
You're going for the big
Ooh,
chunk.
the big
chunky
chunk.
bit.
May I have a cracker?
There's a cracker. I don't think I've ever knowingly had a sheep cheese, so I'll go have a nice chunk.
Nice.
And Tina, would you like a cracker?
Thank you very
it's got
much.
a tangy smell to it.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Hasn't got your standard cheese smell.
No.
No.
Ooh.
Mm.
Interesting. It feels a bit lighter in taste.
I'm trying to place the taste.
It's softer.
Mm.
Yeah. Quite mild.
If I imagine eating a bit of cheesecake,
Mm.
it's got a cheesecake taste.
Yeah,
I
I'll
like
agree
that.
with that.
Cheesecake.
I quite like that. I'm surprised. I don't normally like sheep's cheese, but that's
Now, having a piece of that on a cream cracker is like a really tiny cheesecake.
tiny cheesecake.
Yeah, it's the cracker makes up for the biscuit base.
There you go.
That's the topping. Yeah, no, definitely that's cheesecake.
Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed that.
I think you could probably eat more of that than you could the mature cheddar.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
think you're right, yeah.
I think I'll just get on the cheddar, but that.
Yeah, you could definitely
I'm
eat
not-
maybe like twice as much.
Yeah,
as the
no, I like
cheddar.
that.
That's-
Yeah, I
that's
must say
clever.
I'm not used to that.
It's got a completely kind of different taste,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but that was. Don't say cheese. I like cheesecake.
Yeah.
I like
Same.
the taste of that. So, vanilla cheesecake.
Yeah.
It would be odd if it was a
Yeah.
lemon cheesecake. You have cheese on your nose, by the way.
Do I? Oh, I do as well. There we go.
You're
Sorry.
just getting so into it.
Just
was
straight. It's a sniff.
That was because I sniffed the cheese. Got it all over my face. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just sniffing the cheese.
It's just up each
I
nostril.
wonder why there was a bogey on the Edam.
Sorry, it's extra salt. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Extra flavour. So we were talking about chutney, right? It's fine.
I'm gonna give that one an 8 actually.
Ooh,
Yeah, I like that one. Very unusual. Never had it before, and I'm actually impressed. I'm impressed on that one.
Now for me, I liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it. So I'm tempted to go 5.
Okay.
Fine.
It's mid-range. That's a fair score.
Yeah, because I definitely have that again.
I actually wasn't very taken with that.
Okay. You've been very silent, really, in the corner there.
You've just been enjoying the cheese too much.
Cheese haze.
I don't think it good. The look on the face now.
Oh, okay.
I think the cheese is going to take a dive.
I don't think I was actually that keen on that one.
Fair.
Okay, be fair. That's it. Honest opinion. Come on, out of
Somewhere between 3 and 4.
10. Come on.
Come on.
There's no
All right, I'm
fractions.
going to go with 3.
Okay.
Wow. Not
Okay.
quite our lowest, but
Which leaves the last score on the doors from Sarah.
I'm gonna
And then Grace.
Give that.
Oh, and Grace. Oh, God. Sorry, Grace.
That's right.
I apologise. I was been
Honestly,
distracted by your nose cheese.
understandable.
I'll give that a 6 because I think that's quite a
Yeah.
easily edible cheese.
That's a good shout.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
then.
I'm going for a 7.
7.
So much. She loves it. She sticks up her nose.
I do.
Okie dokie.
As I said, 1 nostril each.
Right. So now we just need to go run through the scores and see where we
That's what I'm
are.
going to do. I'm going to add them up.
Here we go. It's score time.
Score time. So I've added up all the scores. So bearing in mind we had 14 cheeses.
14.
We have had some overlaps.
Yeah, you're feeling sated,
And
ladies.
the highest score any one cheese could get would be 50.
Right, okay.
That would be the perfect cheese.
I don't think I've ever come across the perfect cheese.
So, starting off in 11th place,
Okay.
we have the President Brie
Ooh.
with a grand score of 18 out of 50.
Oh dear.
Ooh, that was not good.
I thought that one would get more, but there you go.
Surprising. Then, in 10th place, we have the Wensleydale and Apricot,
Oh, do you know? I thought that would hit
I
the
thought
bottom.
that I expected that to be
which
high.
scored 21 out of 50.
Right. So only a little bit more than the President Brie.
Mm-hmm. Then, 9th place, we have the Edam Wedge with
Ah,
24 out of 50.
there you go. So anybody listening to the podcast, if you go and buy that Edam, just smell it and think of Sarah's work boots.
Nice.
8th place,
Yep.
with a grand score of 27, we have the Comté.
Comté, the French one.
Yes.
Smooth and nutty from Tesco. Pipping it to the post with a score of 28, we had the Wensleydale with cranberry.
The very festive cheese.
Yes.
So they got a score of 28, was it?
28. Out
28.
of 50.
Okay, so it's over halfway. Okay.
Okie dokie. Now we're going into some overlaps.
Right.
So we have in 6th place
Yep.
the bog standard mature cheddar,
Mm-hmm. They go with anything.
the charcoal cheddar,
Right. Okay.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Interesting. Both
And-
cheddars have hit.
Yes.
the manchego.
The one
So
that, that was the cheesecake one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All 3 of those scored 29.
Okay, so they're a good bet then, really,
Yeah.
aren't they?
Yeah.
Good bet.
Mhm.
Then.
Just above that, with a score of 30, in 5th place, we had the Castello Creamy Blue.
Way, there we go.
Surprisingly
See?
high, actually.
Yeah, I thought you ladies would kill the blue cheeses.
So did I.
As well as the Cambozola,
Ah,
Right,
which
interesting.
also got 30.
That's interesting how the scores for both of those blue cheeses are identical.
yeah.
In fourth place, with 32, we have the Jedost.
Say it again.
Say again?
Jedost.
Jedosk.
It's the Jedos, Zach.
Yeah, that one. That had 32
32.
out of 50.
That was the fudgy kind
Yeah,
of one,
yeah,
was it?
the fudge
Yes,
cheese.
and that was
Fudge
fourth.
stick.
That was fourth. That was fourth.
That's it.
Then, just above that, we had, in third place, with a score of 33, the Beechwood smoked cheese.
Good old smoked ones come
Can't
out
go
there.
wrong.
I tell you, it's just like having bacon. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
Crikey, the difference between like second to fourth is like a couple of points. It's very interesting. So in second place we had the Cornish Yarg
whoa, nice
with
choice.
34
That's
out
the one
of
with
50.
the nettles, wasn't
Yes,
it?
yeah, it was the nettle cheese.
Nettle cheese.
Interesting. But then we come to the grand,
Oh,
the grand winner,
There's only one I think you haven't mentioned.
and the one I haven't mentioned,
Is
the Buzzsaw.
the Buzzsaw.
Garlic and
Give
herb.
the Buzzsaw a round of applause.
That absolutely flattened the competition with 43 out of 50.
Well, there you
Wow.
That is our winner this
go.
time.
There you
Outstanding
go.
winner.
So the Buzzsaw takes it. So,
That's really interesting.
so listeners, obviously take on board what we've done in the podcast tonight, because you might choose to make a decision on what cheeses you're going to buy this festive season after getting the feedback from us and our special guests.
And of course, what do you think of these cheeses? Have you tasted them? Do you think we are completely wrong?
Wrong?
We would love to know
Is
what
there
you
a
think.
cheese that we haven't had that you'd recommend?
Yeah, we're definitely open to doing more of these
Yes,
cheese tasting
We
podcasts.
have another cheese tasting.
Oh, we'd love that. We'd love that.
So, Zach, that leaves us one extra thing to do before we finish this podcast. We need to get the mystery hat out.
Of mystery, the Sherlock Holmes hat of
Yes,
mystery,
the Deer Stalker.
to pick out the next topic for the Now We Know Show Flashback, which is a series of exclusive episodes for our patrons and YouTube members.
So, if I go over to the corner of the studio
Da, 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 da.
and
Oh,
come
you found
back, and I'm back with the genuine article. Sherlock Holmes wore this himself in the Hand of the Baskervilles. Okay.
Which version of Hand of the Baskervilles? That's the question.
That one.
That one. Okay.
That one. And Sarah, I'm going to choose you this week. Should we choose Sarah? Choose Sarah. Sarah, you've not been in for a while, and I don't think you've actually been into the Hat of Mystery, have you?
No, I haven't.
No, she's very small. She'd probably fit.
Use it as a hammock.
You could use this as a hand. Yeah, no, no.
Hibernating over winter.
So if you want to dive your hand in there and choose one of these out and then read what's on it. That's it. Also, pull it
Da, da,
over.
da, da.
So our next exclusive episode will be. Oh, she's laughing.
Episode 15, bats.
Oh my goodness! That is amazing.
I'm getting a lottery ticket this week.
That is amazing. That is amazing. What a way to round this episode off.
You've chosen your own episode.
That is skill on a level like
Sarah, will you buy me my lottery ticket this week?
that is amazing. That is amazing.
Right, bats it is then.
Yeah, exciting stuff. I look forward to recording that. If you enjoyed this podcast, please like and subscribe to this channel and comment below any suggestions of topics or activities you'd like to listen to in future episodes. That's a Cambozola goodbye from Zach.
And that's, did you hear about the explosion in the French cheese factory?
No.
Debris was everywhere.
Oh.
Goodbye from Buzz.
And that's a very happy goodbye from Grace.
Hey. And a smoky cheese goodbye from Tina.
And it's goodbye from Sarah. I'm off to catch the train to Busan.
You can find the Now We Know Show podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music and Apple Podcasts. Keep up to date with everything ZWP on Facebook and Instagram, or visit the Zak Wylde Productions website at www.zakwyldeproductions.com. And remember to join us on Patreon or become a YouTube member for early access content and exclusive episodes.